Exactly 2 months ago, the Caribbean region lost one of its most revolutionary leaders. On November 25, 2016, Fidel Castro passed away at the age of 90 in Havana, Cuba. In starting off a brand new year geared at working towards social and political justice, we here at the UWI Socialist Student Conference thought it best to pay homage to a leader whose work plays an instrumental part in the foundation of our activism and revolutionary work in the Caribbean. Fidel Castro was born on the 13th of August 1926 in Biran Oriente. He attended the University of Havana, where he studied law and became involved in a student-led revolt in 1953 against the Batista regime. The revolt was unsuccessful and led to many being imprisoned, including Castro himself. However, in 1953, he received amnesty and went to Mexico, where he met Ernesto Che Guevara and formed a revolutionary group called the July 26 Movement. They launched their guerrilla strategy in the Sierra Maestra Mountains, where they gained support among the peasants. On December 31, 1958, Fulgencio Batista went into exile and the guerrilla revolutionaries descended upon Havana victorious. Castro then emerged as the new leader of Cuba. In April 1961, the CIA attempted to assassinate Castro at the Bay of Pigs, and he defeated the counter-revolutionary forces within 3 days. Castro's revolution was also made possible by the efforts of not only men, but women who were at the forefront.
A lot of people think about the Cuban Revolution, and they always think a lot about what Castro did for the revolution. As a Socialist Student Conference, we want to also talk about the women. Some women were at the front lines of the revolution. Celia Sanchez, for example. Vilma Espin, for example. Some women joining the revolution as young as 15 years old. I think we should never forget Castro, but we should also never forget all the individuals who helped to make that dream a reality.
As mentioned before, Castro's role played a very significant part in Caribbean history. As Caribbean people, we are often told and sold the idea that all islands are small and powerless on the world stage. Castro's example tells us otherwise.
So what does Castro mean for us in the Caribbean? Castro was a revolutionary. He was anti-imperialist. He talked a lot about uplifting marginalized groups. He talked a lot about equal opportunities for all. This is something that as Caribbean people, we should really be thinking about.
Cuba stood in solidarity with the Caribbean and liberation movements throughout the Third World that stood up against imperialism and injustice. The example of Cuba is one of self-determination and sovereignty. The Caribbean is a region that has always been subjected to the woes of imperialism and capitalism. It's the discourses and work of people like Castro that provide an essential framework for activists in the region to challenge this. Finally, it's important for us to recognize the role that Castro's rhetoric plays in student activism.
As a student, to make real your promise to change, you need a vision, a plan, and a voice. Don't realize that we have the power within ourselves to bring about this change. Therefore, we become comfortable, pessimistic, and defeated in our own thoughts and actions. The revolution doesn't end when our revolutionary leader dies. It is our responsibility as students to carry on this legacy of Castro's revolution.
In a world where education is commodified and students have to fight for their right for free education, it is crucial to remember the work of revolutionary leaders who have fought the injustices of the past and fought for the freedoms that we have today. This is why we at the UWI Socialist Student Conference organized a small gathering on campus to pay tribute and celebrate the life and revolution of Fidel Castro.
In love and memory of Fidel Castro, the UWI Socialist Student Conference is having an event in which we pay respect and homage to our Caribbean revolutionaries. The event will be hosted here at the JFK Shuttle Station, of which we have renamed just for tonight the Bay of Pigs Shuttle Station. This is with reference to the attempted assassination on Castro's life in 1961 by the CIA. We promoted the event and mobilized throughout campus by distributing pamphlets as well as postering the campus with our hashtag #SoyFidel. We also use social media as our platform.
In preparation for this, members of the UWI Socialist Student Conference spread throughout the campus and distributed pamphlets to students they engaged with. At the JFK Shuttle Station, we sat and discussed the significance of Castro's life and revolution, and after, we held a candlelight vigil in his memory.